welcome to another episode of Just Me. It's a Sunday, December 20, the last Sunday of Advent. Let's continue watching the episode with Mr. Angelina Chan Jr.
Does it come to you na may point na you're rationalizing already na parang ngayon, sandali, baka hindi ako makapagkwento, no? So, let's just hold everything in for a while. So, mamaya na lang siguro ako mag-emote and just gonna let it out later. Pero ngayon, kailangan compose muna ako and all that. Personally kasi ako, yun, katulad mo, I know that it will have a kickback on me. Unless I really face that emotion now when I'm feeling it, vis-a-vis na, mamaya na lang ako baka mamaya makalimutan ko na. Ang tendency, pag nakalimutan mo yung emotion and shove it down, nagkakaroon ng consequence sa'yo na suddenly, bigla na lang yung magpa-plop up, hindi mo na makontrol siya. So those are the things that I would like to avoid.
The first part natin, you're talking about whether sometimes am I rationalizing it more than I should. I think, yes, sometimes I do. Parang express it that time or allow myself not to cry lang at that time, but I didn't. There were moments like that. And I do think na sometimes it does have a parang negative effect. Parang there were moments, especially kapag busy ako, na parang, wait lang, wala akong time ko umiyak. Or wala akong time para dyan. So I need to work on different things. What happens is, what I observe, there are moments na parang feeling ko, I'm working through my work, all this and that, but then suddenly, parang I feel na I lost energy or parang I feel restless or parang I cannot focus at all. No? And I would say that probably it's because maybe I needed to have a space more to do that.
I'm trying to point out yung pagiging head person.
Yes. Parang I need to parang it has to make sense to me before sige, let's go kasi it makes sense. But if it doesn't make sense, sometimes I don't allow myself. On the other hand, parang what I also learned parang few years back na kapag nag-retreat kami, I'm always in this position na, oh wait, may retreat kami. Kailangan may realization ako or may inspiration ako. I'm not allowing myself to like let go of what I'm thinking and just feel or be there and allow the things to come to me. So nagiging counterproductive siya. This year, that's part of parang yung self-compassion na na-realize ko na I'm always in this place na I've learned psychology, I learned this process. Kailangan mas mabilis kong ma-resolve itong feelings na to or mas mabilis ako makaget over sa depressive state. No, so parang before I had that temptation or that tendency, no, and then to a point na I feel guilty na bakit hindi pa siya nare-resolve. Because of that, I feel more guilty, I feel more parang pressured, and I start to like, am I not good enough? Or is there something that I'm doing? No, how come ibang tao parang they're all settled? I'm sure they have challenges, pero parang mas mabilis sila nakaget over. Bakit ako hindi? And all that. So, ayun, this last few weeks, even if I don't know what's bothering me, no, parang I don't pressure myself na I have to figure it out. That itself, I thought was helpful for me. Kasi when I start to do that, I become more relaxed. And then, when I relax, I think that dun yung mga time na nare-realize ko na, actually, I nagre-resurface itong issue na to. Or, kaya pala ako parang disturbed or upset kasi parang few weeks ago we had a meeting tapos may na-bring up na old issue na still affects me. So, ayun, maybe giving myself that space to be not, how do you say, allowing myself na okay lang kahit hindi ko masyadong ma-manage yung sarili ko at this point.
So ayun. It's okay not to be okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yun. So that's, yun na nga, what we're advocating here in Just Be is to just be. So if you're not okay, then be not okay. This has a Carmelite spirituality to it. And this is what I actually learned in Carmel, that to just be where you are at this particular moment in time requires humility. And this to be humble is to accept what's there or what's not there. And it takes courage to do that, actually. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of patience na binanggit mo kanina. yun ang problema nating dalawa, yung patience factor. Kasi that's also one reason why, yun na nga, you're being a head person is also a part of your being a perfectionist in a lot of ways. And you're being hard on yourself. And that's it's good that you were actually able to come out of that programming of yours, and now you're going into the being just yourself, being the, and what you need right now is really yung self compassion.
Kasi I think the tendency for everyone, no, is this mentality na I have to be strong, I have to be independent, I have to parang I have to be this great person na I can figure out life. And but the fact is no one is like that all the time.
Yeah.
No, and so yun, I think self-compassion is allowing ourselves, allowing to accept ourselves, to love ourselves, to embrace who we are, even if we are not that person na we hope we are, even we're not the person na ideally dapat ganito yung ginagawa ko.
Most of the time, people suffer depression because they're being hard on themselves. Yung negative self-talk. Sabi mo na, kanina, bakit sila ganon? Bakit they are able to do these things? Those are the buckets. Those are the whys. Diba? Those are the whys. But when you come to what's really going on in your head, when yung negative self-talk na tinatawag, sabi, kasi ganito ka. Kasi ganito ka. Sa totoo lang, I actually learned recently that when you talk, pag dinervalize mo na yan, nasa ulo mo na yan, negative talk mo na yan, you are actually committing a sin. Pero it's actually a sin. It's the sin of something like that that's tied up to the sin of pride. Parang verbally abusive ka to yourself. Like you say, kasi ang tanga mo. When you're experiencing depression already, this self-talk, ano yan, talagang parang naka-amplifier na it's bombarding your head.
Actually, it's often, and I would even say na until now, no, it's still a challenge. And actually, I've been listening to this podcast, Rob Dial. So he's a motivational speaker. It's a very big help for me. So I recommend it. But what one thing he mentioned was that about yung negative self-talk.
Yes.
It's actually like pertinent. I don't think we will ever be free from that. Parang it's always there with us. Yeah, I think it's more a matter of it's not about how to stop thinking about it, but rather what can I do so that it doesn't control me.
Yes.
I'm actually quite surprised nung binanggit mo natin na it's a sin to actually verbalize all this negative talk.
Yes.
And it makes sense to me kasi it helped me a lot. It's this, if I'm a different person than myself, parang would I do it? Or parang, ito yung parang concept sinasabi nila, if ako, nyari si Jason, and then the Jason that's talking in my head are two different people, no? Would I say that same thing to my other friend? No, kunyari, ako nag-fail ako sa exam. Ang utak ko would say, tamad ka kasi, or hindi mo binigay yung lahat mo, or whatever, or mahina ka talaga and all. If my friend instead yung bumagsak sa exam, will that be my response to that friend? No, and of course not. No, I don't think any friend will do that. But the thing is, we don't think about that for ourselves. Na, o nga no, if I allow, if I won't allow that thinking para sa friend ko, why would I allow it for myself?
Yun. So, that's very nice. And I'm really grateful, Kuya Jason, na you really took the time to share your journey, your journey in this pandemic. Very difficult journey kasi it really tested your person, your strength, and your faith, most of all. But look at you now! Diba? Look at you. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Put your hands up. And this one. Put your left hand up. Do like this and say, good job.
Did
Love
well.
you. Part of self-compassion yan. I love you. Diba? Ayan. So, again, I'd like to thank you, Kuya Jason, for spending the time and sharing your experience here at the FB. Sana hindi pa to ang huli. Maybe next time, you could give in talagang yung pagiging psychologist mo at isi-share mo na talaga yung mga other stuff on how to be just be na and other stuff on how to help people with depression. Ayan. Thank you so much, Kuya Jason. Maraming thank you.
Okay, I enjoyed a lot. It's good to always share.